welcome back to the Outsiders Lexicon and Literature, where we talk about the language, identity, and the stories behind them. Okay, I'm your host Naura, and today's episode is Beyond the Translation, Define the Major Stigma. And I have a very special guest. Hi!
Hi, Naura.
Okay, so please introduce yourself first.
Hello, guys. I am Salman, and just like Naura said, we are in the same major with English literature. Nice to meet you all. Thank you
Hi,
for
nice
having
to meet
me.
you. Yes, very welcome. Okay, hi Salman.
Hi.
How are you doing today? You're good?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so I feel like this is a very interesting since we were on the same major, we were on the same class. So I think it's like an open discussion for us to talk about why people sometimes, having those misconceptions about our major. You agree?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes.
Okay, yes, true. Okay, so can we start with the simple question?
What is it?
Why did you choose English literature?
Why are you like my parents? Why are you asking me why I want this major? So, actually, when I started to think what I want to do, because I love to read books and I love to collect books I think I do want to be a writer.
Okay, nice.
But I think I simply took it for granted because there's so many things that I will learn in English major literature, but it's not bad. It's not like I'm talking it's bad. It's actually good, because there's so many things I could learn, not only like writing the things, because I also be able to analyze,
True.
learn something about our language, like structurally, and it's interesting for me to do. So I think I'm not regretting it and I'm loving it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So you actually want to be a writer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully, please pray for me.
Yes, I mean, could you ask me like what type of genre that you like? Because I do love reading as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I started, reading books, like in general, I love to write. Yeah, I love to read about like English, Indonesian novel. Like.
Oh, yeah,
But then
yeah.
I started to dive into English books. I personally love mystery and murder.
Mystery, like
Yeah.
thriller thing.
Thriller or something
Thriller,
like that.
okay. Yeah, because I do love read, but I, like especially maybe it's because I'm a girl. I'm really into like a romance novel.
Oh.
I mean, like it's a very specific one, but yeah, I do love reading, and I think the first, the first reason why I get into this major is because, I think it's because of the amount of people who love to read books, and I think this major is like sits the most. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
It sits the most with the writing and with the reading and stuff. So I think that's very interesting about this major.
But wait, you want to be a writer, do you?
Okay, so it's a little bit. It's a hard question as well for me, but I think I do want to be a writer.
Yeah.
But I think like these days, I feel like those dreams I have to like put aside a little bit because I want to be something else.
Something bigger.
Yeah, something bigger. Like obviously, I do love makeup, so I want to be like a makeup artist. I mean.
So it's like not the major purpose.
Yeah, like the main, not like the main.
Yeah, but actually, it's I think it suits you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Mm.
So, let's start with the classic one. So, what do you think about people when they have this misconception about our major?
Well, I think the first thing that I know that people always underestimate our English literature major because they see that we only rely on books and something like literature works.
True.
Yeah, so maybe they just see us, so you just read books every day and just like seeing text every day, so it's nothing special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very true actually. But we're actually not just learning about English. It's not just about language, but I think there's more in it, like we analyze texts, we learn about history, culture, and also we study about a different theory and also ideology. So it's not always about language.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I think people need to, I don't know, like remind themselves that even though the name of this major is English literature, that doesn't mean that we learn about the language itself, or we're not just learn about classic literary works, but there's so much things that we learn from this major, and I think that's very important to be reminded. Okay, so the second question is, when do you feel the judgment the most?
Actually,
is it like comes from your family or your friends, like when they hear about, oh, you're in English literature?
Yeah, especially my parents, of course.
Okay.
Sometimes they ask like, where are you gonna be when you are graduated? Because I think like we are underestimated because maybe our our field is only in like writers, journalism, and translator, interpreter, something like that. So I think they always ask us whether what we were gonna be.
And what was your reaction? Do you feel upset, or you're like, no, just
Actually, I'm feeling kind of like okay, like I'm gonna find out one day, but not now, please, thank you.
I feel like for me personally, when somebody came up to me and then like pop those type of question, I feel like my valid reaction was like, no, stop talking, I'm not having this conversation with you, like please can we talk something else. because I feel like the first time they were asking those type of question, I feel like they're questioning about my worth, and they're questioning about my value.
Wait, I kind of get that.
Like the question, what are you gonna be after you graduate and stuff, I feel like, no, that's not your business. I mean, like
when especially it's coming from your parents.
So I think people need to change their perspective.
It's not your business.
Guys, please. Okay, so next question is, so why do people underestimate this major so much?
Well, just like I mentioned before, it's about like work's perspective, or maybe whether they're not really into English, because there's so many things to learn in English literature, just like you said, culture, history, language, and I think it's really important to have people who actually understand about the history. Like we really need to know about what we will do, because in literature it's like a mirror of the world,
I agree with that one. I think people need to change their perspective and also see through, like we're not just learning about one or two things in our major, but we also learn about we study a lot of things. We study about human as well.
We analyze.
Yes, of course. So I think people need to remind themselves that whatever decision we make, we know the best for us, and I feel like people need to understand that a little bit more, and not just like feel a little bit judgy, because sometimes you do that. I feel like you do that sometimes, and it's kind of annoying, to be honest.
Yes, I agree.
Do you ever feel like sometimes it gets you a little bit. Sometimes when they're popping those type of question, and then you start to questioning yourself, and then you start and then you're like, oh, am I having this decision right? Am I making this decision right? Or stuff like that. Do you ever felt that way? Like you're making a decision wrong?
Maybe sometimes. But actually, I love it. Like being in something that I truly love. Because why are we stressing over the future when we can just live the present way?
That's okay, that's a very good one.
Actually, we cannot just have to worry about the future, because what's matter is actually the process, rather than the purpose of it. I think you just have to have fun about it and explore about yourself more.
True. Okay, so the beyond the translation, what does that mean? So it means not just about language, but it's about meaning, perspective, and everything in between. Okay, so I think that's it for today's
Wow.
episode. I know it's a very short one, but I hope from this discussion we can get onto people's mind that whenever, like every major or every step that we take is always important for someone.
Yes.
And yeah, I think, when people ask you, so what can you do with that major? Just say a lot, actually. You just wouldn't get it.
Yeah, they
You just wouldn't get it.
Because you are not us.
Yes. Okay, so I want to say thank you for
Thank
Salman
you.
for having me.
Thank you, Naura, for having me too.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.